Barbara. It is Sunday, August 1st. Oof, what a week. But it is a rainy day, so we will be in the house today. Flowers are getting watered. If it doesn't rain a lot, I'm going to have to get my picture out, though. Good morning, it's Barbara. We're inside. We haven't been inside in a really long time, but it's a rainy morning. I'm so glad the rain held off till everybody was out of town. Christy started driving yesterday morning, although she stayed overnight in Lancaster, so she started an hour closer to home, and I just texted her hoping that she got home safe and sound, so maybe I'll get a little message while I'm talking to you. But she might not even be awake yet. She was probably exhausted. So here I am in my messy room. These are some paintings that the girls did while they were here. Got the paints out. I think I'll save this one for Isabel to put some more details in. But they also painted some on the heavy paper, and I will be using, these are hearts from Sammy, and these are birds from Isabel, but she directed me that I'm only supposed to use this bird because these aren't good, but she wanted that one in, so, and that's in Auntie Christie's colors. Christy and I picked a color at Michael's to add to the painting, so I will probably be adding some touches to those, but I will be using those in the making of the book. The idea is that it will be similar to this, and so we'll have a cover, a painted cover, as does mine. So I will need to order a little more bookbinding equipment to make a nice book for her. I want to get some, they have special book cloth ribbons, so I'll see what else I need, and I need to think about the paper and what paper is going to be. As you can see, I still have my tree up. We didn't get to the tree. Our visits aren't long enough, so I think I'm going to be dealing with the tree myself because the Christmas tree is very, very dusty, and so I actually haven't figured out if I'm going to take it down and put it away or just dust it. I could do that. I mean, it's already August 1st, right? So, I just had my coffee. It had gotten cold because I was picking the winner for the Ode to Joy make-along because we have that beautiful prize package, and it's upstairs, so I'm going to take a picture of it and put it right here. From Pat, the sock yarn and the flippy flip needles and a gorgeous bag. It's such a lovely prize. Thank you again, Pat. That was just so, so kind. So that's the July package. And the winner of so nobody has to stay in suspense, the winner is Peg MCC. Peggy from Hillsborough, North Carolina. I picked number 489. Well, I picked 101 first, but that was me. 489, and it was a beautiful color work headband that she had done, but she's got lots of things in the thread. So Peg MCC, message me on Ravelry or send me an email at flameandfiber@mindspring.com. And give me your snail mail address. Don't think I have it. Give it to me anyway, and I will send you this gorgeous, gorgeous package from Pat. So congratulations. Congratulations, Peg MCC. So while I was on Ravelry, because I'm afraid I'm not on Ravelry nearly as often as I should be, I got a message from Linda. Linda won the May prize for the Ode to Joy make-along, and she lives not so far from me. She lives very near where the kids lived before they went to Florida, so she's about an hour from me. I got a message from her on Ravelry saying, I'm just catching up with your vlogs. Is Christy getting married in the in-state college over Labor Day weekend? So is my son. So her son is getting married in State College the same day as Christy. Isn't that crazy? So I'm hoping that we can get together while we're in State College. She's very busy in her normal life, but if she's, you know, there, maybe we could have lunch or sit and knit or something. So that would be so much fun. But what a coincidence, right? Isn't that crazy? So anyway, yeah, that was pretty funny to see. So hopefully Linda and I can get together on wedding weekend. It would be fun. I had such a fun time in State College with Christy working on wedding things, I must say. We got some samples of the food from the Brazilian food truck. The food was delicious. It is going to be so much fun. So she's having a food truck. It's called Brazilian Munchies, and I think it's just BrazilianMunchies.com. If you can go look it up in State College or Bellefonte in Pennsylvania. The food was really, really good. She was completely adorable, and it is going to be so much fun to have this food truck come up and be the caterer for the wedding. Crazy. And then she went to the bakery and they're not doing tastings, you know, for brides and things, but they do make cupcakes out of the cake flavors that they offer for wedding cakes. And so she got six cupcakes, all different flavors, so that she could taste the cake and the frosting and see what she wanted to do. Because she's having a smallish cake, and then she's going to have cupcakes of other flavors anyway, so people will have more than one option. But so we went and tasted Brazilian food and cupcakes with my sister-in-law and my brother and sister-in-law at the farm. My niece couldn't get off work, so she didn't get to be there. But we left her pieces of the cupcakes so that because Christy wanted her opinion. I tasted like just a little nibble just to get an idea. But she also took half of each of the cupcakes home with her. So we froze them. And so, I mean, they're not going to be delicious like they were the day she picked them up. But at least it'll give Rich an idea about what are the options for the cakes. And, you know, they'll all be equally horrible in terms of being old and frozen, but he can, you know, get an idea. I think he can get an idea of what he might like. So Christy took frozen cupcakes home to Rich, but it was so much fun. And when we were there, we were like standing, you know, measuring for the tent, and realized that the tent that they had recommended was really too big for turned out to be way too big for the place where the tent will go. But it also was much more tent than she's going to need in terms of the number of people and how they're going to sit under the tent. And the tent is really only in case it rains, because the wedding is at 4:30. So it's not going to be sun beating down on everybody. The sun will be behind the trees, we think. And so it'll just be, so, you know, you won't need it for the shade. Anyway, it was fun to go and taste things and get things organized. I think the getting the tent situated was sort of the last thing she's coordinating between John, my brother, and the tent people, to have somebody actually come out and look at the space and make sure that we're correct, that they can put the tent there. But anyway, it was a very fun visit and fun to help her with her wedding things. So I think I already told you the dresses came from ThreadUp. They were too small. I sent them back. Didn't find anything at Goodwill. I think that's catching you right up. But I have a dress that I really, really like that is actually appropriate colors for the wedding. And it was the dress that I wore when Chrissy graduated from high school. So I've had this dress for quite a long time. And I still love it. It has been way too small for me, and now it's a little bit big for me. And so I'm going to take it to a tailor and have the bodice. It's Ampere style, so it's gathered right under the boobs and straight down. It's kind of a gauzy fabric, and I'll show it to you at some point. But the bodice and the sleeves need to be taken in, and the sleeves need to be reset. And I'm not doing that. I want it to look nice and be professional. So I'm going to find a tailor and have that done. And I want that done anyway. I really like this dress, and so I will wear the dress, so I'm having it redone. Christy didn't love the dress. On the hanger, she didn't like the dress at all. I don't think. You know, she can be brutally honest. And I want to know, I think. I'm not sure. I did want to know. But when I tried it on, she said, oh, well, I don't hate the dress. I don't hate the dress. So she doesn't love it, but she didn't hate it when I had it on. And I think it is completely appropriate for a garden party and for an outdoor wedding. And so I'm going to get it redone. And then if I see something else that I like better, then I'll get it. But I do want the dress fixed anyway, so might as well. That's what I feel. So then we came home, and Jason and Allison and the girls came, and we had a lovely, lovely time. We had Ella came from Delaware, and Aura came over. So we had a big crowd here Thursday night having Matar Paneer, and it was a really, really lovely event. It really turned out really nice. Really, really, really. So Friday was a little more low-key. One thing that happened was that we have a very extensive water filtration system in this house, and I've talked about that in the past, but I've been talking for 4 years, so almost. So you probably don't remember. But the water that comes out of this house is full of iron sediment. It's red. Completely red. And so there we have filters, big giant filters, little filters, softeners, a whole rigmarole downstairs. And the main filter was full or failed or whatever. We needed, the water was coming out red. So Dennis changed the filter. We needed softener salt. He got some softener salt, and so we're working on the water. But meanwhile, the water's coming out red. The only water we can drink is the water that comes out of the refrigerator, because there's this 1 micron filter filtering the water before it gets to the refrigerator, and then there's another filter in the refrigerator. So it is nice and clean and delicious, but very slow to come out. So we did have clean water, clear water to drink, but it was kind of a drag. And I didn't want to wash my hair. I'm like, I'm going to be a redhead again. And Allison likes to wash her clothes before she leaves, and nah, but she had been keeping up with it anyway, I guess, at her aunt's house, so it didn't matter. But anyway, so we're still flushing red out of the system. I did take a shower this morning and washed my hair. I don't think I have any red in my hair. So we shall see how it turns out. But, every once in a while we just turn the water on and flush it a little bit more. Dennis is like, I'm worried we're filling up our septic system. But plain clear water must flow out of that septic system pretty easily. So I think it'll be okay. So we're dealing with our red water, and we had red water, like Sammy's flushing the toilet before she goes because it's red. She's like, anyway, so we had a lovely time, and it was really, really great to hug my granddaughters. I miss them a lot, and it was nice to have them here, and they are such lovely girls. Isabel is Pearl's favorite person in the world, and Pearl just followed her everywhere. She, and it was really fun to see Isabel playing with the dogs out in the yard. Unfortunately, Sammy is still just about the same height as Maisie, so Maisie can be intimidating. Although Maisie did calm down at one point and was laying on the floor, and Sammy was able to lay on the floor with her and pet her, and, so it wasn't all squealing and, But there were very few crying incidents involving Maze and Sammy. And so that was good. So, and, you know, one more year and Sammy will be bigger and Maze won't. Maze is kind of going to stay where she is. So Sammy will start gaining on her. But it was fun to watch them play with the dogs and cuddle, talk. So that was nice. So yesterday, I actually took a gizmo video and showed you the girls doing their painting, but then the day got away, and by the time I got home from taking them to the airport, and I was kind of done. And the crazy thing that happened yesterday, so I'm way behind on my videos. I'm way behind. I've been taping the Olympics or recording the Olympics. So I watched Leslie's podcast, and I don't think she was talking about working on a blanket. It may have been when she was talking about redoing her panel sweater. I don't know. Something that she said, and maybe she did talk about working on a blanket, triggered me to want to work on my blanket. So I got my granny stripe blanket out, and I crocheted last night. I just sat there and crocheted. I got about 2.5 stripes, and I was crocheting for several hours, but I'm doing a king size blanket. And the rows take forever. So I told Dennis, I hope you're not too chilly because this blanket ain't gonna be done anytime soon. He's like, oh, I wasn't really expecting it. But it was so nice to work on my blanket because I wanted to watch the Olympics. And because I was way behind. Now, I hadn't seen the women's all-around champion where Simone Biles withdrew. And I had heard little bits and pieces about it, but I haven't been on social media. I haven't been watching TV. I haven't, I've been on Twitter a little bit, but the people I follow on Twitter weren't really talking about it. So I'd only got bits and pieces of what was going on. Christy said that she had read an article about getting the twisties and what happens and how dangerous it can be. And so, I kind of had it in my mind, but I wanted to see. I hadn't seen the vault that they were talking about, and there was a lot of, and I had just read an article where they had interviewed Simone, and she had said, yeah, I lost my way, and so I was interested to see it. And the thing that struck me about the whole incident, and I'm coming in a week late, I do know that, was how calm she was about this. Must have been a huge disappointment to her that she got the twisties and lost her ability to know where she was in the air in the middle of the Olympics. I mean, that had to have been crushing for her, but she just handled it with such grace. And, she was calm, and then she just came back out and she put a warm-up suit on and said, it's too important for me to muddle through when it's too important. And, I don't know exactly what she said, but I can't do it. And I don't want to ruin your chances for a medal. And so go girls, because you can do it. And I just thought, and she, and she had grace through the whole thing. She stayed on the floor. She cheered, she laughed, she hugged, and I just thought, what a good example of just accepting. Sometimes you just have to accept that things didn't go the way you planned it and move on with grace. And she did that. I was so impressed. I really was. I'm getting teary now thinking about it. Anyway, so, you can be an example for the world in many, many ways. There are lots of ways to be a good example in the world. Okay. I'm crying. It happened a week ago. Well, I recorded it. Anyway, So I'm gonna go. I'm already talking too long, but and I gotta go take a picture of the prize because Peg MCC, you won this gorgeous prize from Pat. I'm so excited for you. It's really beautiful yarn, and the bag is to die for. Personally, not a fan of the flexi flips, but you might be. You do knit socks. I saw you posted quite a few socks. You might like these flexi flips. Well, you might already have them. Anyway. Okay, kids. Well, it's going to be a quiet day here. I'm going to work a little bit on Christy's shawl because that's been put aside for a week because I've been busy and you know, I got to do it in the quiet. And I'm doing beads next, so I will let you know how that goes. But I have the sneaking suspicion that I am also going to be working on my blanket some more and watching more Olympics because I have hours and hours and hours to go. Although I have been very surprised at how many sports, fast forward. There's a lot of sports that I have absolutely zero interest in. In fact, the number of sports I have zero interest in far outweighs the number of sports that I care a little bit about. I'm not a big sporty person. Okay, I gotta go. Talk. Anyway, I'm taking a quiet day today. Not surprising. It's raining and I'm tired. Dennis is taking a quiet day too. We're going to be quiet today. Please take good care of yourselves. Please, please, please stay safe and stay